Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video here from Iceland. I finished off yesterday in Reykjavík, having flown over from Keflavik, just over to our left over there. Today I wanted to carry on our flight around Iceland to show you some more of the scenery. So today we'll be taking off from Reykjavík. You'll remember we parked up over there, but I've put us on the runway so we can get going a little bit quicker, as I'm not too sure how long this flight will take. But today the plan is to go out here from Reykjavík on runway 31, turn to the east towards Þingvellir, which is on Lake Þingvellir, around the lake, and then fly south slightly to the town of Selfoss, where I'm led to believe there is a little airport, which I've never flown to, BISF, a little gravel airport. If it's there, brilliant. If it's not, we'll pretend it is, or maybe land on the road there, but we should be able to land there. So this tour will take us out eastwards out of Reykjavík along the main road out of town, the number one which I mentioned yesterday, and then we'll head off along a private road which is up and over a Mount Hengill, the volcano. We'll be flying in the same aircraft as yesterday, which is the Alabeo DA40 Diamond aircraft, which is again great for VFR type flights. We're in prepared version 2.2 again, using active Skynex for the real weather, which looks alright. There isn't unfortunately any weather for where we're going in Selfoss. Looking on the Icelandic weather sites, it seems to be that it might be overcast there, so we'll play it a little bit by ear, but it looks quite nice conditions and the wind's calm, so it's good if this is a nice clearish flight for sightseeing purposes. Using TrackIR again, so the head movements, again apologies for making you feel sick. So I'll just bring over a map so you can see what the planned route is. I'm using Google Maps here. So we are here at Reykjavík Airport. We will literally follow the road here, number one out. Now the number one continues down here, over this plain here, and down where we're going to Selfoss here, or Aalborg as it's pronounced here, well, part of Aalborg district. We'll actually take a slight left turn on this private road here, which takes us up over lava fields and over the mountain down to, oh well, I've put in there's a hotel here admittedly, and we'll fly up around the lake over Þingvellir, then back south to land here at Aalborg. And again I'll try and give you some tidbits and info as we're flying around so you can see what we're seeing. Weather today in Reykjavík, just have a look. Conditions, it says clear. That's sort of accurate, but weather, winds calm, clear below 20,000 feet, 2980 altimeter, which we'll just go ahead and set now. Perfect. So we'll get going. We'll turn on the pitot, turn on the landing lights because we're on the runway, and the strobe. Might as well put the fuel pump on. Check everything else. Mixture is high, props high, brake is on. Not bother with the heaters. Again, VFR flights will literally just be flying visually the whole way, following the roads on the ground. So let's go. Increase the throttle slightly. Release brakes. Much less wind than yesterday. Turn off the ATIS for Keflavik, which seems to come on automatically. Nose down slightly. Maintain kind of 700 feet. We'll probably climb to around the same as yesterday, 2,000, 2,500. We may need to go a little bit higher as we enter some of the volcanoes, so we'll take a right turn now. Another nice clear day with good visibility. It's pretty clear where we're going. The airport below us. To climb nicely today. The mountain you see off in the distance here is Hengill, which is what we'll actually be flying over shortly. I may cut this video in parts because some parts will just literally be flying from part to part. Don't want it to be too long. But the aim is to fly up over that mountain, down to the lake on the other side. Climb up to 2,500 feet, I think. Again, no shadows on the cloud shadows today. Would have been actually a good day to put cloud shadows on. There aren't any. You can see Reykjavík Peninsula where we flew yesterday. We'll have a better microphone tomorrow arriving. I've decided to get one anyway. Use it for a variety of things, but I'll have a better microphone, so it'll be less authentic cockpit sound from this cheapo one that's attached to my headset. So you can see here we'll follow the road. It's beneath our nose to the right just slightly. This will take us off on our journey out to the east. Off the landing lights, remember to do that today. Fuel pump, I guess. Not too sure what the actual procedure is for fuel pumps, but I tend to put it on for takeoff and landing and off and not, just because I've seen others do similar things, but that could be totally wrong. It doesn't really seem to make a difference. We'll probably have to fiddle around with the fuel selector switch down here at some point to be make sure that things are balanced. So we're just coming to 2,500 feet now. Level off. We'll have to go a bit higher to get over the mountain, I'm pretty sure. Just off to our right there, you can see the trees. Quite a nice, famous conservation area just outside Reykjavík called Þingvellir. Actually where all the drinking wells and reservoir, not these reservoirs here, but actually underground reservoirs for Iceland, or not Iceland, Reykjavík's drinking water comes from here. So there's facilities for processing that under there, but it's actually also a popular area for people to hop out of the town at a weekend and get away from it, albeit it's very close to Reykjavík just behind us. And that's down there. Lots of trees for Iceland. I mean, you wouldn't class it as a forest on the normal scale of a forest, but it's not too bad. So up ahead of us we've got Blaufjöll. These mountains in front is a ski resort and ski area in the winter time. Classed it as a world-class ski resort, but if you're in Reykjavík and fancy getting on the snow for the weekend, I'm sure it's very good. I'll actually give that a go at Christmas time, hopefully, when I'm over there visiting the folks. See whether skiing is up to scratch. I'm just taking a left turn now because you'll just see a road here, which is one of the private roads. It's built, I believe it was built by the water company, or the hot water company. And the reason for that is pipeline in real life that follows the road all the way to the power station in Þingvellir, which is just on the other side of the volcano in front of us. That goes into Reykjavík, carrying hot steam, be processed and distributed as hot water. I think it's for hot water, it's not for, I don't know, is there electricity as well? Need to double check. I actually work for the hot water company, so I travelled this road just to our left here many times during the summer months. I was employed to help them plant trees and do various other jobs around the land surrounding the power stations, kind of, I guess, then giving back a little bit to the area for being allowed to build their power station and plants, etc., which is quite a nice idea. They planted many trees over the other side of the lake, which we'll fly over later. So, the road will follow. Off to our right there's Blaufjord Mountains, the ski resort. The road there leading up to Hedlisheiði, which is kind of a plain. The road winds through another lava field there. A number of volcanoes, and up to quite a high level before going back down to a town called Kerið on the other side, and then on to Selfoss, which is where we'll end up later on after we've done a bit of a loop. I'm actually going to follow the road itself. A little bit higher, but it doesn't matter, we need to climb a touch anyway. Great weather and visibility, perfect in fact. I would like to have worked on one of these days, that's for sure. Main road to Þingvellir actually is over parallel to the left, further over there past where the wingtip is. Just start to see off to the left the lake Þingvellir, very famous tourist attraction. The road here to the left, come and wind up over the fissures of Mount Hengill, which is in front of us. Still technically an active volcano, definitely activity beneath it in the form of earthquakes from time to time. Though some of this is because of the geothermal activity and the drilling work that's done. So there's a power station just over the ridge in front of us, but there's also a newer power station recently built just off where the right wingtip is here. It's responsible for quite a number of earthquakes or earth tremors that are measured, where they drill down into the volcano, harness the geothermal heat up cold water, turn it into steam, generate turbines, and send the steam, hot water to ice, back to the capital, Reykjavík. My uncle actually works for the hot water company Nesjavellir as a geologist. Part of his role is deciding where they drill into the volcano. Mount Hengill here, just off on our right, is an active volcano. Geothermally speaking, it's very active still with a lot of hot springs, but the actual last eruption was about 2,000 years ago. There's a lot of fissures and craters just here off to our left, which we'll turn over to, which extend out into the lake, which you can see there's a couple of craters in the lake, just extending down. And there's a number of these volcanic fissures extending off from this volcano. Spent many a happy afternoon, maybe happy is a strong word, chasing sheep off the land here. All the hard work we did putting trees into the ground, kind of getting undone by sheep that had got in. That was a bit of a never-ending battle. They used to just get around the edges of the fences that were being built anyway. Experienced a bit of that turbulence actually. Well, look, there's the power station's actually modelled. I didn't know that. I've flown here, modelled to a degree. So yeah, there's a power station there where the road winds over. That's Þingvellir. There's also a hotel there, Hotel Ion, which is a new boutique hotel. Actually built in the old workers' accommodation for the power station. Seeing as you only need 1 or 2 people to man that power station now, because everything's done by computer, there's no need for the accommodation, so they've turned it into a boutique hotel. Hotel Ion, which is also used on the Google Maps to guide me to where I needed to go. On the opposite side of the mountain, as I said, there's another power station. We'll just go to the left here and follow the outside of the lake. This is Þingvellir, which is the largest lake in Iceland. Pretty big lake. It's about 114 meters deep. And if you've been to Iceland, or do go to Iceland, one of the most common tours to do is the Golden Circle tour, which will see people taking Þingvellir here, take a drive around to other locations, GoFlight, TrackIR, GoFlight being one of the best waterfalls or most beautiful waterfalls in Iceland, TrackIR, which is hot spring, and you can just see below us here fissures. Whether modelled intentionally or not, they're pretty accurate. And just up above our nose here to the north is where the European and US tectonic plates meet. So to the left is US plate, to the right is the European plate. And you can actually walk between them, technically. There's a number of canyons, and there's a fissure down here that you can walk along, which is very, very beautiful. A bit strange. We used to have a summer house just near, where are we? Let's have a look. Just where that little spit of land is kind of coming out, just past there. Very lucky to have a family summer house there. A unique position. And just at the back of it is the fissure. We'll just fly over this. Actually down here off the nose where the water goes into a kind of inlet, there are some rivers and some water outlets, or what are they called, inlets of water? I don't know. Anyway, there's a fissure there called Selfoss, where you can actually go diving between continental plates in crystal clear water. It's meant to be amazing. I've not done it. It's something that I might be tempted to do, but I can only imagine it's very cold. Now this is just down below us here. I'll come down a little bit, and down just a little. Again, the Orbex scenery and textures is pretty accurate. I mean, this is what it looks like. You can see off the nose here a bit of water, Þingvellir. The site of the first parliament in the world, 930. Alþingi, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's just coming up over the nose here. Again, one of the main touristy areas of Iceland, but even so it's never really packed here. Look over, this is exactly where the fissures are that you can walk around. Beautiful part of the country. Just do a turn to the right, come around the lake. Attain about this altitude will be perfect. Trying to find another point of reference as well, which is quite a good one to see. It's very visible. In fact, I think that could be it in front of us here. That kind of sort of very mild dome shield shape here. I think that's it, or is it off to our left? That it off in the distance to our left, can't quite tell. Just level off, concentrate on flying for a sec. There's the beautiful lake off to our right, Hengill, where we've just flown. Anyway, when you're here, and on the ground particularly, it's much more noticeable. Might not be from up higher. I think it's this in front of us, which is kind of hard to make out. It's a Skjaldbreiður, which is means shield. It's a volcano, another one. But the lava from here forms the base of the lake here from an eruption, I think 9,000 years ago. And it's quite interesting to see the shield shape. It's pretty noticeable. I might not be showing the right area. It might be behind there, a little bit further back. Either way, it's worth looking out for if you ever go to Iceland. We're doing on the fuel balance. 17 in one and 21 in the other tank. Let's swap them over. Keep everything nice and balanced. Just off the nose to the right, there's a spit of land coming into the lake, which is where I spent most of the summer actually when I worked here. So they chose this area, marked this area for planting a forest. I think it was something like 16,000 trees we did as our little group over the summer. There's a few groups up there. Yeah, they've grown since. I mean, they're about 6 to 10 foot high, which by Iceland standards is pretty good. And it loathes me to do it, but the old joke that is, if you are ever lost in a forest in Iceland, how do you find your way out? The answer is you stand up. Well, it's kind of true. There aren't many trees around. Actually, one of the things that used to be a bit irritating with the Aerosoft software, scenery, I used to find, similar actually, sometimes in X-Plane as well, the trees used to have quite a few forests and stuff, which just isn't accurate. But this is right. There are no trees. It's like this. So off there you can see Hengill. Bit of land. That's where I worked. My forest, is that modelled? That's probably hoping for a bit much, probably. Nope. Maybe those green bits. So now we're flying south with waterways. We'll follow the waterway down. Yeah. Check my map. Pause off TrackIR quickly. I'll just bring over the Google map again and just see where we are. We're about here. This is the mountain you see just off to our left. Well, may as well pick up the road actually, follow it down the river here. Let's see if I can find something on here. I doubt it's going to be picked up, modelled. There's a little site here. Where is it? Here. See if we can find that before we head down to Selfoss. Can't, I'll explain why I wanted to find it when we get towards it. We're actually heading south now. Reykjavík is back over there, where we've come from. This is off to the east, where we'll be heading later in other flights. This river joins with another river just further down, which flows through Selfoss, which is the town where we're planning to land, albeit the airport is actually there. But this river, I think, comes from Þingvellir. Then the river just to our left comes from a couple of places, the glacier, Langjökull, down Selfoss, which I mentioned earlier, the waterfall. They join up just in front of us here, you can see them, and flow through the town of Selfoss. I'm actually just going to take a slight left here. Road. I want to just check the road here. Could be. Let me get my bearings a little bit. So use the head movement. Let's see. It should be over here to the left. What I'm looking for, if it's anywhere. In fact, I think I can see it. Yeah, kind of. If you just look just by the road to the left there, there's a little bit of water. There's actually a crater volcano. You can kind of see it from here, called Kerið. I'll post a picture of actually what it looks like. I was thinking the mesh terrain for this part of the world probably wasn't going to be that accurate. I mean, it's pretty good, but that is actually a proper cone volcano which you can stop off and walk at. And I'm actually quite amazed that they've got the water there in the right spot, but it actually comes out a little bit like Kerið does, like we saw yesterday. Kerið, if you remember. I mean, it's a good volcano to go and have a look at, but that's called Kerið. Kerið, a small volcanic crater, about 3,000 years old, which is another potential stopping off point when you do your tour of the Golden Circle. Actually, we will descend a little bit. I'll just come down. We'll follow the river now. So this is the river here that goes off to Selfoss, Geyser, and up there. And just off to the left here, in front of us, we can see Selfoss. Ulfusá River, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is the largest river in Iceland in terms of flow. That's obviously because it combines a few rivers from before, which come and flow through the town. Now, the airport should be dead ahead of us, but we'll do a circle round anyway. Selfoss is a bit of a family joke. Well, for me it is anyway. It's not my favourite place. Always something seems to be going wrong at Selfoss when we've travelled through it. When my friend came with me and travelled around the country, he managed to cut open his head on an open window that was hanging open somehow. The weather's usually bad there, it blows a gale. It's one of those towns where I jokingly just say, let's just get through it and drive through, but actually it's meant to be very nice. I've yet to see that, but it's meant to be. Got about 6,500 people, so it's a decent sized town. In fact, you can see the airport. It looks like there's 2 runways, so we will do a circle around. I can't get the weather for Selfoss up, so we'll just play it by ear. It doesn't seem. I'm just trying to think. Drifting, yes. Looks like we should probably land here on this runway. So, probably do a loop out to the right here. No, we'll come and land on this runway, we'll go and fly around and loop round. Start descending and slowing down a little bit. Quite a short runway there. I'm glad there is one. So there's the bridge over the river. Quite a milky, well, it's quite a strange coloured river when you go over it. It's a bit powerful looking. There's the airport there. And off to the right there is the town of Kerið, and then the Mount Hengill on the top. So if you actually follow the one road from Reykjavík, it comes up over the top here, down this mountain through Kerið, where there is a lot of, what are they called, garden centres, no, and also growing greenhouses. That's what I was looking for. Greenhouses there. So a lot of produce is built here, and this is actually, this whole area is more like the farmland part of Iceland. So a lot of the farm and farmland and livestock and dairy and things are produced here. And actually, Selfoss is home to two, and I think the two main dairies are based in Selfoss, but used to be dairy, so kind of made there. It's a good stopping off point on your travels along the south coast if you want your first break after Reykjavík, and it's pretty close, about 30 minutes from Reykjavík by car. Just follow the river out a little bit before we make a turn back. Lost track of the airport here, so just add some flaps just to control our speed. With our landing lights on, what that's worth. Fuel pumps back on. Watch our speed slightly, we'll keep it at 90 knots so we can control things. There's the airport. Might not be our best landing trip, but the elevation of the airport is 60 odd feet, so I'm just going to cheat and press the B button because I'm not sure what the altimeter or air pressure should be. Just want to make sure we're at the right sort of height. So there's the airport off to our left. feet. Make a final turn in. It's quite a short runway this, I mean hopefully we'll be able to stop. Good news is at least the airport's there if you want to replicate this flight that I've done today. Runway. Don't even know what heading the runway is. Can't find much in the way of charts. I think it's a private airfield though, so that might explain it's probably by one of the farmers here. Just put full flaps on so we have full speed control, make sure we've got full everything else in case we need to go around, which is a possibility, but we'll be alright. Lining up. We make the most of this beautiful day with another flight from here straight out afterwards on a separate video. Very long slow turn in here, which is probably not textbook, but slow ourselves down. And the flaps fall down? No, they're not. They are now. Jumped a bit. I'm actually coming a bit slower probably for this. That's perfect. Very little wind. Far to the right, there, let's bring it back. We're down. Good little stopping off point. what I quite like about this scenery from Orbex with Iceland is actually a lot of the airports are modelled. I mean, I'm not sure that Selfoss actually has a control tower like this, but I kind of like the idea that they've put some effort in, because in real life, I mean, there's very little there, but this does definitely make things seem quite realistic. And I like that, it's a good touch. I mean, there's people walking around. If you like your realism, it's kind of nice to know that Iceland, the kind of sort of empty place that it is, they've actually put some effort in and put some buildings on, however accurate or not they may be. Come up and park here in front of the tower. There we have second flight from Reykjavík to Selfoss. So next flight I'll probably make use of the nice weather and we'll take a trip from here sort of eastwards, so you can see some of the famous volcanoes, and then southwards to land in the Westman Islands, or Vestmannaeyjar, weather dependent. So I'll see you again for that video, and thanks for watching.